All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kakwadash. Double honors to our apostles, a great millstone that rule with honor and with diligence. I see you brothers out there pushing this truth and love and sincerity to wake up the elect. Peace be to the elect and their families, those that change according to the word, calling on the names of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. In time of trouble, we say, peace be unto you. May the Lord have mercy on you in these evil times that we're living in. You sincere, hopeful elect of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. Yeah, this is just you know a quick lesson. I'm gonna be dealing in Isaiah. Um, the scriptures speak about the how the Lord hates the proud. You know, and there's a lot of people walking the face of the earth to this day with a proud look, a proud conscience. You know, puffed up and with pride even against the Lord. And the Lord is going to do a lot of humbling in these days. But the humbling is not going to be to people's salvation. The humbling, even when they get humbled, the Lord going to destroy them. Because they didn't choose His fear. So we're looking forward to the Lord to get busy on people, and it's happening. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, it's happening. But it's going to happen at a much higher level, and this place, America, is about to start getting touched. The Lord is about to really amp up the trouble in this place, and we see it happening. A lot of people, they refuse to see it because you're positive vibes only. Yeah, people that know me know I hate that goddamn vibe. Positive vibes only. The only positive vibes are in the scriptures. But we still fear the Lord. You know, we don't want to get too comfortable. Thinking that we're gonna make it when making it out of here is a thing of humility. For the Lord to choose you is a thing of humility. For the Lord to choose you as one of His elect is a thing of humility. It's not a thing of pride. When the scriptures say pride go before a fall. Yeah, the Lord brought us over here, our people over here, by means of slave ships, not for us to be proud, but for us to examine ourselves and consider why the Lord would allow us to go through such a harsh and brutal treatment. And one of the main reasons why is because of pride. The Lord blesses Jake, and Jake get lofty in his spirit, and don't consider the Lord. Yeah, I'm good. I'm self-made. Jake don't consider the Lord when they doing good, man. So eventually the Lord got tired of our ass and put all of us in lower state. But even in lower state, even when the Lord put us in lower state, we could have still been in hardcore slavery, getting hung off trees right now. But the Lord drew the hardcore part of slavery back a little bit, in which we're getting back to that. They're starting to find Jake's hung, all over America. But the Lord drew His wrath back and had mercy on us. And it seems like every time the Lord had mercy on Jake, Jake started going left. That's why the Lord in the kingdom, the Lord when we under the new covenant, the Lord got to write His laws into our minds. The Lord gonna make us perfect. But as of now, we're supposed to be considering our own ways. We're supposed to be considering, like, hey, is this something that the Lord likes? Is this something that the Lord hates? If the Lord hates this, I'm not going to do it. If the Lord likes this, this is what I'm going to do. You know, by way of reading these scriptures and getting understanding through the prophets that were set before you. You know, how can a man hear without a teacher, as the scriptures say? But yeah, man. You know, hold on a second. Yeah, but you know, Jake is proud, man. You know, and the Lord is going to deal with the pride of Jake. You know, Jake don't consider, you know, the things that the things that we've came from as a nation of people, and who brought us out, and who is still providing for us health and you know, activity of our limbs, and you know, the breath that is in us, man. You know, these intricate parts of the human body to function in timed fashion, man. Like, you know, there's so many organs in the body. If they stop doing their jobs for a couple of seconds, you would drop dead. You know, but you know, the Lord is keeping these bodies alive with precision daily, and Jake don't consider. You know, our people don't consider, man. You know, so eventually the Lord is just gonna get on one with Jake and just start dropping niggas. And that's why all this tension and this hatred is building up in this country. Because the Lord is about to get at you niggas. You unconsiderate niggas. The Lord got a controversy with you. The Lord got a fucking problem with you, man. Can't nobody tell you shit. You just think you know every goddamn thing. You know? But one thing you gonna know is how to die. If you keep on that path, that stiffening hard in your neck, thinking you tough, the Lord gonna get with you, man. And the Lord is gonna use the perfection of his power to kill you, to fuck you up, to scare the shit out of you to death. And you don't want to be in that position with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. See, people don't want to be, you know, when we talk about the harshness of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, of our Lord, people be like, I don't want that. I don't want to hear that because I'm positive vibes only. You see how evil that is? But, you know, I just did that lesson. If I be a God, where's my fear? You know, talking about the fear of the Lord, man. But pride is what stifles the fear of the Lord. And that's why the Lord pride is something the Lord hates. You know? That's why pride is hated, man. Because that's what stifles the fear of the Lord, man. When you don't fear the Lord, man, you know, you messed up. No, you through. You know? But this is hold on. Malachi chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, For behold the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Hold on. Hold on. I didn't know if I wanted to get this. I don't think I wanted to get this one first. This is Isaiah 2:9. It says, And the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbled himself, therefore forgive them not. You know, it's saying that because the Lord is gonna put people in a position where his mercy is gonna be removed from the earth. And then people are gonna be like, oh Lord, please forgive me. Lord, I want help. Lord, I'm sorry. And then the Lord ain't gonna forgive you. You're gonna be locked out. It says, the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbleth himself, therefore forgive them not. It says, enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust, for the fear of the Lord and the glory of his majesty. Yeah, all you people that think you got it, that you cool, you tough, you know, I get money. I'm self-made. You know, you rah-rah niggas that think you got it. The Lord about to show you, man, that you ain't got it, man. It says the lofty looks of man shall be humbled. Let's look up that word lofty. It says haughtiness. You know, hey, the Lord, in the scriptures, the Lord said, "A proud look do I hate." You walk around with a proud look, the Lord hates that. You know, because a righteous man is gonna consider that, Lord, I without the Lord, I would die. Without Yahweh Shemiah Shah, I wouldn't be able to do nothing. But all you dudes that are self-made, when this trouble come, be self-made, nigga. And see how you fare then. So the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. Then, everybody gonna want to exalt the Lord. But, the wicked not gonna be able to, you're not gonna know who to call. You're gonna be calling on Jesus, you're gonna be calling on Allah, you're gonna be calling on all these other gods that are no gods, man. You know? But us, we gonna call on the fear the name of Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. Well, all you that don't repent and get right with Yahweh Shemiah Shai, you gonna pay, man. It's pride that's keeping a lot of you from getting right with the Lord. Pride. How would people look at me? Bro, you could die tomorrow. Then they won't have to. People consider everything else but their own salvation when it comes to but people gonna think I'm a this and I'm a dead. But what if you die today? You think people gonna consider you? Yeah, they might say, yeah, that was my nigga, but after about a two to 3 days, a week, hey, these people are desensitized to death. They don't give a shit about who dies and who don't no more. Unless, you might have some close relatives, children, or brother and sister, but a lot of these people, your friends, they don't really give a shit about you. A lot of these so-called friends are just energy leeches. Oh, you got good energy, so let me just rob you of it. And your stupid ass there, yeah, let me bring the good energy so I can get robbed. Oh, man. Haughtiness of man shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. It says, for the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. Yeah, you good. I get money. I'm good, son. I'm self-made. Ain't nobody do shit for me. Ain't nobody ever do shit for me. You niggas, man. The pity committee. Ain't nobody ever do shit for me. I'm self-made. I did it on my own. Then you're gonna be on your own. Hey, when all this you built up in this system starts to fail, then that's exactly where you're gonna be on your own. Because you didn't consider that the Lord did those things for you. People don't consider the mercies of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And then even if they did say, yeah, well, I want to thank God, but niggas don't commit nothing to it. I want to thank God for all this goodness that he's given me. And you just showing how much of a demon you are. Because if you want to thank God for the goodness that he did for you, wouldn't you want to obey him too for it? Lord, F you, but I want to say thanks, because you always look out for me. But I ain't going to do nothing for you, Lord. That's what I hear when these niggas talk, when the niggas, win a basketball game. I just want to say, first of all, thank God. And then they got a smooth face, ain't keeping no laws. Ain't committing nothing to back to the Lord that they want to thank. But you know, that's just something to say now. I just want to thank God. And you know, soon what God? What's his name and what's his son's name, if thou canst tell? No, first of all, Jake don't want to even learn that no more. Jake is inconsiderate little asshole, bad kids. And the Lord is coming back with a major ass whooping. Hey, the ass whooping that the Lord gonna give you ain't like the one your parents give you. Your parents will whoop your ass and you will still be alive. The Lord gonna whoop your ass to death. You know, it ain't gonna be like, the ass whooping pops used to put on you or your mom used to put on you, because you still here. And the Lord gonna whoop you to death. It says, and brought low, and it says, upon all the cedars of Lebanon that are high and lifted up, and upon all the oaks of Bashan, and upon all high mountains, upon all the hills that are lifted up, and upon every high tower, upon every fence wall. And he's comparing, you proud people to all these things that people gaze up in awe at. And these things are greater than you in size. But that's how puffed up a nigga's mind can get. It says upon all the ships of Tarshish, and upon all the pleasant pictures, and the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of man shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. So all this pride and loftiness, all you niggas, I'm good, son. I'm eating, son. Yo, I'm good, man. Hey, you're not even supposed to say you good. You're not even supposed to say that. I'm good. And if you do say it, you're supposed to be like, as for now, I'm good, Lord willing. If you do say you're good, you're supposed to say Lord willing, but that's something that a lot of Jakes say, and the majority of you say it, you ain't good. You through. You can only be good with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Anything other than that is finished. Said, the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of man shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day, and the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go unto the holes of the rocks, unto the caves of the earth, for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. The Lord is going to shake this bitch up. It says, in that day a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship to the moles and the bats, your bank accounts, your Bitcoin wallets, all that shit is gonna be irrelevant. All this shit's gonna be relevant. It's gonna be so much death out here that you're not gonna even consider that type of survival. You're gonna be like, man, I just gotta get away. It says to go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks, for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. It says, cease ye from man whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein he is to be accounted of. Wherein is he to be accounted of? Like the Lord said, I'm gonna make you stop breathing. Cease the breath of your nostrils. That means you die. And the Lord is gonna cease the breath of a lot of you niggas' nostrils. The Lord's gonna put a lot of people to death, man. All this proud, lofty spirit, no humility. And Jake think that's good. And I understand, like, it's like with our people, it's like it's like a coping mechanism, you know, to be going through shit and to make it look like you're doing well, but that shit ain't gonna work with the Lord, man. Like with the Lord, you gotta acknowledge, Lord, I'm fucked up. I'm through. Like if you don't help me, I'm dead. That don't work with the Lord. You may do that with the world, and they be like, "Oh man, this nigga's solid. This nigga a stoic. So like everything he go through, you never see no blah 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 blah." You know, but it don't work that way with the Lord, man. A lot of you are out here with that social media spirit, making the world think you all right, and you not, man. If you ain't got your how about some shot, you finished, man. If you ain't seeking to serve the Lord our Savior, then you through. You ain't got no hope. Yeah, you may be well to do and live in a nice house and blah 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 and doing, this and that, but that shit is gonna come to an end real soon. You just wait, man. Like people don't understand. People don't understand how much they need Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. They don't understand how much they need the Lord. And a lot of you're not gonna understand until you out here fucked up somewhere. Then you're gonna wanna get right. Then you gonna wanna, yeah, I got ears to hear now. And the only thing you're gonna hear is your family dying, your own screams. The only thing a lot of you gonna hear is your own screams. You're gonna hear your family getting put to death. It's gonna get vicious. It's gonna get bloody out here. You know? And if you ain't committed nothing to serving the Lord, then what you think? You just gonna skate on through? When men have given up their lives, men have suffered the loss of family and life over and over again. Not life, but like having a family life, or you might have been comfortable in one situation, and a trial came through and took everything away from you, and then you went to nothing, and then the Lord brought you back out, and gave everything back to man. The Lord will put you through certain tests where you lose everything. But if you're a man of the Lord, if you stay firm, the Lord will give it all back to you. But those are kind of tests that a lot of people are not willing to endure. But the Lord put a spirit in his elect to endure them, So the elect are gonna stand firm, and the rest of you proud, lofty, rock-headed, rock-neck niggas, stiff-neck niggas, the Lord gonna deal with you, man. The Lord know how to soften up a stiff neck, man. You don't want to hear correction. You don't want to hear that the Lord is angry when you do that. The Lord doesn't like that. People don't want to hear that. But keep that energy, because one day you're gonna think to call on the Lord or whatever God that you may name that you may know, in which most of them ain't the Lord's real name. And the true holy name of Yahweh of the Lord is Yahweh Shai Shai. Yahweh being the Father, Bahashem in the name, or coming in the name of Yahweh Shai, the Son, the Deliverer, man. Yahweh meaning he to be, or he exists, and Yahweh Shai meaning he is the deliverer or deliverer. He deliver. A lot of you ain't gonna even know what name to call on. And you're gonna call on certain names to your destruction, like Apostle Tahar, what he said. Jeez, you gonna call on Jesus to you to your last breath, and you're gonna be looking for a white face to come and say, man, a lot of you niggas are so goddamn simple, it don't make no sense. A son is gonna be like his father. What kind of mercy have these people, these devils, ever given you? You know? Well, people can't put two and two together and say, oh, we the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We the children of the Lord. And these other nations are nothing. But Jake is a full-time goddamn cheerleader for the other nations. Jake will do 10 back flips and land on a backspin, and niggas will just look like, you know. But then a cracker walk up right behind him dancing off beat, and everybody like, oh, shit, oh, the white boy. Niggas are a bunch of fucking sellouts, man. Coons. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it. With that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakodash. Double honors to our apostles, honors to you brothers out there pushing the word. Shalom.